Hello, my name is Madison Frame, and I am the Commissions and Cancellations Manager at CarGurus in Boston, Massachusetts. Thank you so much for having me speak today at Own It. I'm really excited to be here. One question I get asked quite a bit when working with students is, how did you get to where you're at, and what does that journey look like? When I think back over it, there are really two things that immediately come to mind. I've always been very curious. Curiosity has played a strong role in how my career has evolved. And two, I've been very intentional with developing and maintaining my network. So if we start at the beginning, my undergraduate degree was in finance. I focused my studies and my internships on developing those hard skills, hard technical Excel modeling type of skills. My extracurricular activities, I developed a lot of my soft skills through clubs and leadership opportunities. Both of those played hand in hand when I started navigating different internships and finding my first job out of college. For the first 4.5 years of my career, I was in finance. I learned about different industries, of the financial analysis behind those as an analyst, and I really enjoyed the puzzle of understanding a company's financials. I started the MBA program at UC Davis while I was working in finance and took their core strategy class. And I loved it. I was shocked. I got to use the skills that I was developing in my work in finance, but take this entrepreneurial spin, right? There's an inherent curiosity of, where should we go? What decisions do we need to make? What questions do we need to find answers to? So there was this like rapid change going on that, I didn't really put together a couple of, years prior. So that's when I started talking to my network. I talked to my classmates. I talked to previous classmates, different work associates. What do you do? What industry do you work in? Here's what I'm interested in. What do you think could be an option? And that's when a couple of my friends that were working in technology started to say how much they loved it. They loved how fast paced it was constantly changing, it was really dynamic. So it was at that point that the opportunity at Oracle presented itself. I spent the last 3.5 years at Oracle as a senior global planning manager in their incentive compensation team. And I had no idea what that was at the beginning. Incentive compensation. What I found out was it happened to be something that I loved. It was the analytics of revenue and cost modeling tied with human behavior. What is a sales force going to do? How are they going to react? And then at the top of that was, what's the strategy? What's the cloud strategy of our business? How does license play into that? Where are we going? Because all three of those things had to work together for the puzzle to be complete, for our strategy to be executed upon. So I loved it, and I didn't even know that existed when I was in my undergrad. But because I was curious, because I utilized my network, I was able to find this career path that I really enjoyed. Fast forward 3.5 years later, I just had the opportunity to take over and run the sales incentive compensation team at CarGurus, a tech company located in Cambridge, Massachusetts, where we are a marketplace that connects the buyers and sellers of automotive. And I love it. I am so thankful that I was able to stay curious and really, be intentional with my network throughout the course of my career. And that's something I'm going to continue to do. So if I have any advice for anyone that's looking at how do I get started in this career journey, I would say, be open, be curious, and know that every experience is something you can learn from. You can learn, hey, I really like this. Maybe I want to do more of it. Or perhaps you don't care for it as much and it's something you want to pivot away from. All of that you can learn from. So as you progress, constantly be collecting those tools, the hard skills, the soft skills, your preferences, because that's going to help you make informed decisions. Back to the second point, maintain your network, because while you're going through that journey, so are your peers. So are the mentors that are just a few years ahead of you in the company that you're working for, the students that you met a few years ago. Stay in contact with that, because you never know when they think, hey, I remember you, let's talk. Or you see on LinkedIn that they're doing something very interesting and you want to reach out and just learn more about what they're doing. That's how you stay open. So my word of advice would be to stay curious, stay open, and really embrace the journey that is your career. Thank you.